Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are, whatever time it is, and whatever day you decide to click that button on Spotify or YouTube to watch this clip. Hello! And if you're watching it on YouTube, then you know who I am because you're subscribed and my channel doesn't just pop up randomly. But if you're on Spotify, welcome to the Rando Ando podcast. Yes! Thank God, the Rando Ando podcast is finally here. It was going to be originally a side project to the Anderson and Lowe's Random podcast, but the Anderson and Lowe's podcast doesn't exist anymore. Well, the first episode does on this channel, but I've changed it to the Rando Ando's podcast. Now you're thinking, has he just taken the podcast for himself? Well, yes, fucking course I have. There's a reason why the Anderson and Lowe's Random podcast doesn't exist anymore. But I'm not going to go into that because, quite frankly, that's personal information that, just say it's no longer around. So I've now I've got more time to concentrate on the Rando Ando podcast, which is fantastic. But the first episode, you're going to have to put up with me on my own, and I have to put up with talking to myself, which this is the fourth attempt of doing an intro because talking to yourself is surprisingly difficult for someone that talks to themselves in their head. A lot. And I mean a lot. Like, I should probably see a doctor or something because I do talk to myself a lot. But as soon as you press that record button and you're speaking to yourself on your own, what the fuck? Anyway, also, you've noticed I've swore and I'm not bleeping out because if you know me and you know the Rando Ando channel, it's not necessarily for children. You can let your kids watch it, but at your own discretion. Because yes, there will be swearing there, but I aim this towards an audience that's around my age and a bit older. That's just, the way I am. I'm an adult, I'm in my mid-20s, and I want to... I'm sat alone in my room staring at a wall talking to a podcast. Wow, that was a life epiphany that I did not expect to just have. Anyway, it's something I've wanted to do for a while. This is why I wanted to do for quite some time. I've always wanted to do a podcast, but I wanted to do it with people. I want to talk to people, find out their stories. And the Rando Ando podcast is going to be very much like the Rando Ando YouTube channel, where it's just going to be... It can go from 1 minute we're doing some freaking mad shit like talking about some random crap, just waffling, to me sitting down, having a serious conversation with someone about maybe how they run a business, or mental health, or about their life story. It could be tragic, it could be funny, it could be entertaining, it could be anything. Basically, this channel, anything goes. That's what is the whole point in this podcast, is anything goes, because Rando is short for Anderson. I fucked that up. Oh no! Wow. Okay. What? How the hell did I butcher that? Alright. Rando is short for random, and Ando is short for Anderson. It just rhymed. Not Rando is short for Ando. That's where the bloody name came from. So I'm hoping to actually give you a bit of insight of how I started, where, why, just why did I start YouTube, and why, I don't know. Well, no, I know why, I don't know how to word it, and I'm meant to be a host of a podcast, and I never know how to word things, so yeah, that's going to be very interesting, but we're going to dig into my mind today, because it's all about me. I hate talking about myself. I like talking to other people about them because I find other people's stories fascinating and interesting, whereas it is an interesting tale of the life of Chris Anderson, but it's kind of... I'd rather run away from the past if I'm honest, but hey-ho, that's alright. If you watch my YouTube channel, you're used to me rambling on about absolute crap, so yeah, that's basically the logistic of it. I've got a plan of what I want to talk about, but I keep going off the tangent, so hey-ho. But like I said, anything goes. I'll be having people on here, and we'll be drunk sometimes. We'll be. It's just gonna. I've spoke to so many people, and they've loved the idea, and they want to be a part of it, which is fantastic. Because I cannot wait to get people on here. Because, quite frankly, we're let's say, well, there will be some editing. So, but I'll tell you, I'm 5 minutes in on recording, and I've been attempting to do this for about 2 hours now, and I'm staring at a white wall. So talking to other people would actually be quite decent. But yeah, I'm not complaining actually. Right, so let's get into the first thing. Actually, yeah, let's get into the first thing. So, where did the Rando Ando channel come from? Well, it actually came from a different YouTube channel, which was mine. I've not stolen someone's channel or anything like that. I had a different channel, which a long time ago, while I was at school, and it was called Randomization GUFC SFC. The randomization, because I wanted it to be random. At the time, I thought, oh, what a mixture of words! Oh yes, randomization. That's so catchy. And then also, GUFC. I can't even. GUFC stands for Glen United Football Club, which is a six-a-side team I began with an old friend back in. I want to say we started the original idea of Glen United in 2012. Yes, 2012. No, 2011. December 2011. I can't even speak. Specifically, remember sitting down the field with an old friend talking about this, and we was like, we wanted to start a five-side team, and then we started a six. Well, eventually it turned into a six-side team because in 2014 we joined Power Play. We played a couple of games, and then no one was turning up, so we cancelled it. And then 2019, November 17th, 2019, we made the return, and then COVID delayed us for ages, but we're back to playing regular football. That old friend is now on a different team that's going to be playing me soon, so that's interesting. So that's where the Glen United Football Club bit came from, the GUFC. And then, this is where my mind is freaking weird. SFC stands for Smiley Face Corporation, which was just... I used to walk home from school with my friends when I used to come up with all these weird business ideas and scenarios and everything. I used to just talk about, I wanted to run a business called the Smiley Face Corporation. No idea why I wanted to call it the Smiley Face Corporation. Absolutely no idea. It's just one of those things that came to me in an epiphany, and the more and more you listen to me, you're probably thinking, oh crap, he is a fucking nutter. Which, yes, I am kind of a nutter, because although that was 2014 and we're in 20... Oh my god. Or 2022. How the hell did I not know what year it is? It's 2022. So it has been 8 years since I left school. 8 years since I left school. Bloody hell. Right. So yeah, I just thought, oh, I want to do that. And I thought it was funny. And when I played Minecraft, they built big buildings and said it's a Smiley Face Corporation and yada yada da. So that's why I originally started off with the random... Oh god, I nearly said the Rando Ando marshmallow. Okay. That's why I started the channel Randomization GUFC SFC. Originally, I was watching KSI, and I just loved what he's doing. I've always liked to entertain. Like, there was times when I used to put on plays when I was a kid and stuff as well, like in front of people. Like, the confidence I used to have as a kid is massive compared to now, because I could not do anything like I do on YouTube in front of an audience. No way. No, the fact I'm talking to a wall right now, I'm even nervous about that. Honestly, I was getting my hair cut one day, and I looked in the mirror, and I couldn't even look myself in the eyes. That's how socially awkward I am. But anyway, so that's what started, and it just started off with little sketches and stuff like this. And if you watch my mental health channel when I spoke about my difficulties in school, this was the channel what was actually found by Bully, and I got heavily bullied for it. It was just small sketches, a bit like what KSI used to do, because he's, he is definitely what inspired me to start YouTube in the first place. And then I sort of went on my own way, and now I'm kind of a hybrid of KSI Vanos, uh, and just loads of influencers that I've watched over the years. I sort of just try to take learn from them and take that, and just comedy is the main thing, but also like I don't know. It's just certainly back then I had an influence on my content. But the thing is, I being an awkward 16-year-old was weird. So I did about 50 videos on that channel. And my editing skills was absolutely terrible. I mean, you could call my editing skills terrible now, but I have massively improved since then. I was using phone apps. I just didn't. I'd get halfway through a video and go, "Oh, that'll do," and just like stick it on. Just yeah, I'll just stick it on, and there you go. Bob's your uncle. That'll be it. That'll be the video. And the amount of copyright strikes I got because I just put like any golden burn on the back of a GTA video. And the GTA video wasn't even filmed by an Elgato back then. It was just my phone. I remember putting my phone on a book on a chair. And it was only like a little Sony Ericsson and a crap camera. So that's where I began, really. Yeah, and then I did a reaction video to one of my old channel videos, and honestly, just the thought of it cringes me out. Oh my god, I know I was young and stupid, and the way the world is now is completely different to what I was recording back then. But honestly, whoa, what was going on? What seriously? What on earth was going on? So yeah, about 51 videos, and that was in the space of 6 months. Gotta be, yeah. It was around 6 months by memory. Which you're probably thinking, if you watch my current channel now, what the hell? The old audience got 51. When I say old audience, I had 9 subscribers. And I'm pretty sure 2 of them was someone's account, the same account, like, you know. So yeah, but then disaster struck, I would like to say. Nah, disaster didn't really strike. It was someone shared my video in school. It's kind of hard to remember what exactly happened of how it actually got out. All I know is it was someone that I thought was my friend, and they thought it'd be funny to spread it around school. I don't know if they thought they was doing me a favour or they was actually mocking me. I don't fully know. Although, as soon as everyone started taking the mick out of me, they started taking the mick out of me. So, I think it was out of malice. But, war's on the bridge. I don't care about that anymore. I've spoke about that on another video. So, yeah, that stopped me from doing YouTube. So, 2013-14... it was between then, yeah. So it was the end of 2013 going into 14. So my whole year 11, I didn't do. Sorry, not most of my year 11. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, I would have started year 11 in 2013. So, oh, sorry, yeah, no. So I was doing it in year 11, and then towards the end, towards GCSEs, that's when I completely stopped because I got bullied by it, and to be honest, knowing what I know now in life, I wish I didn't stop. Because with the mentality I've got now, I don't care what people think about me. But back then, obviously, you're a teenager in school, you're going through puberty and everything. You got exams coming up, you're stressed, you probably got a crush on someone. I probably did back then. And you're getting rejected by girls all the time, you're getting bullied. And then people are watching your video and laughing. Which now I would have taken to advantage and went, ooh, views. But people were laughing, and some people still mock me. I get a lot of positive comments about my videos because I've got really good friends and family that support me, and they're really nice about it and give me constructive criticism. I'm not surrounded by yes men. I've never been surrounded by yes men, which is a massive help. But yeah, no, there's someone that would. There's someone in particular. He always comes up and goes, "Oh, Rando Ando, but he's harmless, really. Again, I don't know if that's just me being paranoid, thinking, is he judging me, or he's just actually generally a supporter. I don't know. But yeah, that stopped me from doing the channel, and then 2015, yeah, the 3rd of December 2015. I can fact check that actually. Give me 2 seconds, because this is the birth of this channel. If you're watching on YouTube, this channel, not the Spotify channel. So I'm just going on my phone. If I go on about, yeah, so the 3rd of December 2015, I decided to make a new YouTube channel. The first video on this channel came out on the 5th, and it was scary things on the internet. Now, I wanted to get back into YouTube for a very long time, and I was in college at this point, and I was in a class full of mates. Honestly, the first year of college was, I didn't know anything like it. It was I was not picked on, I was not bullied, everyone was so nice. I was starting to build my confidence back up. So I was like, alright, no one's gonna find my video. Only people that I want that's find a video. But I knew there was a risk. I knew if I was going to upload, I know I wanted people to eventually see it. I did, but it's about taking that leap of faith and just going for it. So I uploaded the first video on the 5th of December 2018. No, fuck that. 2015. Sorry, yeah, 2015. Just after my 18th birthday. So yeah, I was an adult when I started this channel. So there's no justification on this. Yeah, and it was the internet was the scariest place, and that got over 200 views. It basically grew its views in the first couple of weeks and then died off. But that's because I thought, oh, no one will see it, and I got 11 subscribers in the first day of having this channel, and I was over the moon because I beat my previous channel. 11 subscribers. Wow, that's fantastic. Honestly, every single subscriber I get bloody gassed about, because as long as I make one person laugh, that's all I want. I just want to change someone's day, even if it's for 5 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever. And yeah, and I was like, oh my god, it's like I'm getting subscribers, and it was all friends and family, so I knew it was going to be a safe space. Uploaded the video. Then I went to college one day, and I sat down and I saw someone on their phone, and I heard a voice on their phone, and I was like, hang on a minute, that's my voice. By chance, it was fluke. It was absolute fluke. No one shared it. Swear to God, it was fluke. Someone at college found my video, and they just kept playing it and playing it and playing it. And there was a bit of laughter, and there was a bit of mocking, but only friendly mocking sort of thing. And the feedback was good. But that was one of my most mixed videos. I think I got something like 10 likes and 8 dislikes or something. Which, to some people listening, that's not big numbers at all, but you know, I've only got 112. Well, I've got 112 subscribers currently on the Rando Ando channel, so we're talking about 101 subscribers ago, and getting that many views for an 11 subscribe channel was pretty interesting. But people found it funny, so I put it on Facebook. Why the hell did I do that? Everybody I went to school with was there, was on my Facebook. I was like, what am I doing? But then my confidence started to grow again. I started to get confidence and not worry about what people were thinking. I was starting to get on top of things. So the second video, actually, I uploaded on Facebook first. By the way, the channel at the time was called Mr. Rando's Crazy Antics. Yeah. Ando was a nickname from football, and it's always been random or crazy based for this channel and the old channel. So that's where that came from. So then I was just uploading now and again, and then I got a job and I stopped uploading. I had a slow upload schedule, a bit like now. If anything, it was a bit more spaced out than it is now. And I slowly grew, and then I got to 25 subscribers. And this we're talking about now. What year are we talking about? 2017. Yeah, I think that was the year I met Danny. That is when the channel really changed. When I met DJ KC Productions, he was on 75 subscribers. I was on 25. He's now on 121. Currently, as this upload is, 121 subscribers, and I'm on 112. So yeah, I've closed the gap a bit, but to be fair, 2020 was a massive year for my subscriptions. So 2017, and before you know, I gained 10 subscribers in God knows how quickly, because of his subscribers were subscribing to me. He gave me a few pointers, and then we created the Bandana Bros. Uploaded 2 videos, and then nothing ever happened again. But the life just got in the way. We do want to do more, but that'll be one day, and he will be definitely on this podcast one day, and we'll discuss that in full. But yeah, and then that just sort of leads to 2018, 2019. Didn't really upload. In 2019, I wanted to get to 100 subscribers by 2020, but I didn't upload enough, and yeah, I just didn't upload enough. The quality of my videos, honestly, if you watch the beginning of 2020 and April 2020, you'll notice there's a massive difference in quality of video, because I changed my mindset and I was like, wow, I want to learn editing, and I taught myself more. Danny taught me the basics, but then I just went hammer editing, and there's so much more I can learn, but honestly, if you watch between that video and early 2020, the quality is different, and it proved it, because there was 100 views per video, and then the American Candy video came out, and that got more than 400 views. That was really fun, because it was among friends. I like doing videos with friends, because it just, honestly, when you're around the right people, it just comes off. It comes off really well. And that's what I'm hoping this podcast will bring, is it coming off really well. When you got good chemistry with friends, it's fantastic, really. It's easy. It's second nature. You just sat there and you forget the camera's there, and you just have a laugh, and you get some of the best content. Like James, Jesus Christ, he is a numpty. I love him to bits, but he is a numpty when it comes to being on camera. And honestly, there's a bit where he pretends to spit out sweet, and honestly, the amount of times people have told me they've watched that clip over and over and over, it's just mad. And then there is then I was just uploading now and again, sort of thing, just here and there. Towards the end of 2020, I really pushed, because I was literally on. I started 2020 on 70 subscribers, so yeah, I gained 31 subscribers in 2020, because I finished on 101. And there's 2 people unsubscribed, and then I was on 99 in 2021 for a couple months. And then I got girlfriend, and then I didn't upload. And then I started uploading again, and I gained another 12 subscribers. And then it's just been hit and miss from there. So that's basically the timeline of how the Rando Ando actually came about. The logo... Sorry, I just seen the logo. The logo, bloody hell, when did I change the logo? If you've been around long enough, the logo... We're talking about when it was the Rando Ando days, not the Mr. Rando Crazy Antics. I know it's the same channel, but we'll keep it. Literally said MEEP. Misfits equals awesome people. It was a white background, black writing. Yeah, I had that logo for years, but the wolf logo, that came in, I want to say 2019. Yeah, 2019, I designed a logo of a wolf, because I'm fascinated by wolves. Not wolves, Wolverhampton Wanderers, no. As in wolves, and as in the animal. Yeah, I designed the logo myself. It's one of the best drawings I've ever done, I think. I used to be good at art, but I've not done it in years, really, so I'm pretty impressed by it. Not gonna lie, it's a pretty good logo. Um, yeah, look, it just looks nice. No need. I'm not trying to big it up. It's not. It's fitting. I'll go into that one day. If someone asks me on this podcast why I picked a wolf, I'll go into it. But it's a bit of a very, very long story, and I have rambled on for 25 minutes about the channel. So that brings us up to date to now. And when I wanted to start doing a podcast, it was about, God, longer than I've had YouTube for. I've always wanted to do a podcast. Remember my early years in secondary school. We did a project where we had to do an advert for IT, and we had to film on Audacity. This is what I'm recording the first episode on, actually. Audacity. Bloody hell, time flies, and I'm still using this software. Fantastic. Anyway, yeah, and I was fascinated by it. My nan, she always said, she still says now, to be honest, oh, you've always had the voice for the radio, or you've got a lovely sense of humour. Yeah, but that's when you got people to bounce off. Not sit here on my own, but I'm not actually minding it so much. If I did this 6 months ago, I'd have been a hell of a lot more nervous. My confidence is forever growing, which is lovely. Taking a sip of my non-alcoholic Heineken a second. Not used to talking this long. Because normally when I do a YouTube video, I chat, pause it for a minute, go back, listen, see how it goes. And yeah, it works out pretty well. And then wrap it up. And then I don't listen to it for about a week until I edit it, really. I should just get sick of your own voice. I'm sick of my own voice anyway, but then you're gonna probably think, why is he doing a podcast? Well, because I want to speak to people. I want to get to know people more. I want to hear their stories and make people laugh, the audience laugh, and also I've just got so much on my mind to say that it's quite nice to actually just chat. But yeah, so where was I? Oh yeah, so yeah, I wanted to do a podcast for a very, very long time, and to be honest, there's been no excuse why I shouldn't. I think I've just been lazy on that point, if I'm being brutally honest with myself. But here I am, bringing out the first episode, talking about myself. Yabba dabba doo. Right, so I have been thinking about a couple of points I want to speak about, other than my rise to 100 subscribers. I would never say fame. I could be like 1 million subscribers, and I'd be the same as I am now. Honestly, I would. I'd be going to the pub on a Friday. I just feel a bit more comfortable buying rounds. Yeah. So I've written down some random notes that I just felt like I find quite interesting, and it's conversation topics that people come up with and how interviewers come up with it and stuff like this. I'm hoping to actually like, well, I got another channel that's coming out, a project that I'm working on at the moment. It's called Underwear Solutions. Sounds like underwear, but it's sort of like I want to teach people basics of IT because I trained to be an IT technician in college and I loved it, and I can still do most of it now, and I just absolutely love it. So teaching people basics on YouTube, but also educational wise, like uh, how to tie a tie, or uh, how to set up a direct debit, and it's just things that you don't learn in school which could be helpful, or revision tips and stuff like that. I just want to help out a bit. Other than the comedy side, I want to be quite helpful. So it's got me thinking about interviews, and I haven't had an interview in 6 years because Yeah, I've been at work for 6 years this month. So 6 years ago, and that was the easiest interview I've ever gone through because they just ask you about yourself, which is not always the case. But the common question came up in that interview because I was just thinking about it the other day when I was thinking, what shall I do for a video for advising people how to how to proceed with an interview? You know, the basics of practice your lines in the mirror, or finding out the company history, or um, yeah, the company history and stuff like that. And the question that often comes up, and it's probably the most famous question example, is where do you see yourself in 5 years? And honestly, I think this is the most fascinating question. It's a very, very open question, a fantastically open question. I love this question so much, it's weird. I don't know why I love it so much. As in, like, well, I kind of do, but like, isn't it? I know I like the question, but I just love asking people it because just watching their brain tick, they just literally look at you and go, I don't know. But then you get that odd person who just well, when I say odd person, I don't mean they're odd. I mean there's an odd person out of the law of large numbers that just know what they want. Like they, but the thing is, life doesn't go plan to the T. But some people they just literally know. Like you go, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I know I'm going to be working in this department. I'm going to be in this role. I know that I'm going to have 2 kids. I know that I'm going to be a homeowner. I know that I'm going to own a car. You're like, what? How do you know that? But then you see them uh, wasting their money on a gambling machine or something like 2 days later, and you're like, okay, yeah, you're not going to get a mortgage anytime soon, are you? Um, that's not actually aimed at anyone. That's just an example. But yeah, when I get asked it, I actually I'm one of those people that sort of know where I want to be, but at the same time, I don't want to know where I will be in 5 years because I kind of want to live in the now. I'm very much of a guy that lives in the now. Honestly, it pisses my friends off because they're like, well, so what's the plan? We'll go with the flow. I'm very much that type of person. I like honestly, it reduces stress, but when it's last minute, it kind of ups stress for people because I'm surrounded by indecisive people. No. Yeah, it just fascinates me because I often lay awake at night thinking, where the hell am I going to be in 5 years' time? I've been at work for over 5 years now. This 6 years this month. 6 years. It feels like yesterday I began, and I just can't believe it. Like I've been in insurance for nearly 6 years. 6 years in September because I started off as a receptionist downstairs. Wow, in the same place. Now, if you asked me that 5 years ago, do you reckon you'd be there? I probably would have said yes, but wouldn't have known what the hell I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, really. But if I ask myself now, where do I see myself in 5 years? Well, let's think realistically. 5 years. So that will be 2027. I will be 29 years old. Just about to. Yeah, I would be 30 that year. Fucking hell. 5 years' time, I'm going to be 30 at the end of that year. Do I see myself being in a relationship and starting a family? No. I see myself in a relationship in 5 years, but I don't see myself starting a family. And if you know me, one of my biggest dreams is to become a father. But I reckon that'll be in 10 years' time. But that's not set in stone. Would I have the same job in 5 years? Well, the rate I was going earlier this year. No. But I feel like I've massively improved in that element, so hopefully. But who knows? Maybe I won't be in insurance in 5 years' time. Maybe I will. It's it's all about the excitement. So when people go, like, honestly, I go through so many stages where my life feels stagnated and I get really down about it. And I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with my life? And then I just don't know. So, yeah, where I see myself in 5 years, hopefully, hopefully this podcast has done well. Maybe we'll come back to this episode in the podcast in the future and just have a gander and see where I went. But another thing that I personally like as well is, it was mainly in school I got asked this question, is if you could go back to your past self and tell them about the future. I'm twisting this question a bit because they never asked this, but would they? I've always asked, if I went back 10 years, so to my 14-year-old self, would he be disappointed? Would he feel like he's not done enough in life? And I would say absolutely. I would be disappointed in myself. But that's because when you're 14, you don't know the realities of life. You think, when I was 14, I thought I'd be an Argyle player. I started a bit late. I was pretty good at football when I was younger. Still alright, average. I was a lot better when I was younger because I played it every day. But yeah, I thought I was going to be a Plymouth Argyle player. So if I went back to 14-year-old me, oh, if it wasn't Argyle player, it was an architect as well because of art and IT and stuff. I've actually, if you look back at my old school reports, what do I want to be when I'm older? Insurance broker was never even in the mindset. It was never was. Insurance never crossed my mind. Never crossed my mind. I actually ended up in insurance by accident. The next step after college was a business admin apprenticeship, and I got taken on by a business centre who was owned by an incredible man, by the way. Honestly, his strategies in business is fantastic. He is, no wonder why he's a multi-millionaire. But yeah, he had a serviced office and he owned an insurance brokerage. The guy's laughing. But yeah, so that's how I started, because the 3 month stint in reception, and then I went into insurance after that. So the 5th of September, in 2016, I started insurance, and I've never looked back. But yeah, if I go back, yeah, he'd honestly be like, "Why the hell are you in insurance?" But older me now understands that insurance is always going to be there, like IT. It's always going to be there. Whereas there are going to be jobs soon that's going to be redundant because of robots and technology, and we're seeing it all the time. There's bloody staffless shops. Amazon's trying it out. Like, blimey. It's just crazy. It's honestly crazy. And, well, I'm going to try making these episodes an hour long. It's not going to be dead on hour each week. Might be less, maybe way more. Depends on how the episode goes and how entertaining it is. So if you've made, but because it's just me today, I am actually going to end it on the 40-minute mark, because I think that's a pretty good going for someone that's not speaking to themselves, just staring at a bloody blank wall. And I hope that you've listened to the end, because I've had a pretty good time getting off my chest. And if you're not here, then fair enough. Then there's no point in saying that. But if you have, thank you very much for listening. Yeah, there will be guests, and there'll be a bit more enticing. And I hope that you enjoyed my waffling about my past and what I think is fascinating. And yeah, so I've actually enjoyed it. So yeah, never know how to end a fucking video or a recording, do I? But anyway, so yeah, thank you very much for listening to the podcast. I will be back next week with a guest, and if you want to come on, then just contact me. There will be ways of contacting me through YouTube, etc. So I'll be letting you know. But in the meantime, Have a good day if you're starting, or have a good night's sleep, or whatever time you listen to this. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.